hand if you were under the age of 18 when you were first exposed to pornography. Look around, guys. A couple lucky bastards in here. Raise your hand if you were under the age of 16 when you were first exposed to pornography. Look around, guys. Keep it raised if you were under the age of 14. I'm still raising my hand, by the way. I'm a part of this. Raise your hand if you were under the age of 12. Now, raise your hand if you're under the age of 10. Two blocks down that road, I was on my paper route. I was 11. I saw something colorful in the gutter and I kicked the leaves away. It was the VHS tape cover to an adult film. It was two women having sex. I was never the same. I never got addicted to pornography, thank God. It has haunted me and chased me every waking moment from that day, right down that road. I should just take you guys all for a walk down there. Listen.
It comes out of your time.
Mine. It was not your fault.
Amen.
Because about 99% of you did not opt into that experience. It was a mental molestation designed by the devil to get you when your brain was most malleable, most changeable, and break you. That's exactly what it did. That's exactly what it did. And where has the church been? George Barna recently released a massive study on porn use in the evangelical church, and do you know what he found? We're watching just as much porn as everybody else. Oh, the church needs a revival. We need a revival in this country. Well, there will not be a revival when Christians are asleep at the wheel, let alone when we're implicitly involved in the exact same actions that the non-Christians are. There will not be a revival in its church until we kick porn out of the pews.
Amen.
What happens is a little 8-year-old boy, 9, 10, 11, begins watching porn for years and years and years. Is it any surprise that we're spending billions of dollars buying underage girls in this country for sex? Slavery brings in more money today than it ever has in the history of time. And what do we do? We're just walking around. Hey, want to go see a movie today? Hey, you want to go play Pokemon on our phone? Where are the Christians? It was a man named William Wilberforce that stood up and said, this is wrong. You can't just put people on blocks, naked, sell them, beat them, rape them. He died 4 days before emancipation. And now it's worse than it's ever been. And it's pastors buying girls. It's youth pastors buying girls. I've got a friend that's two buddies, both youth pastors, in prison for soliciting an underage girl. You don't think they've been watching copious amounts of porn. Where are the Christians? Write down this phrase, if you're going to write anything down today from what I say. Emancipation by eradication. Is anyone making you watch porn? That's what I thought. Emancipation by eradication. If you found snakes in the walls of your home, would you just keep living there and help them out? Maybe they'll die. I mean, they're in the walls. We're separated by walls. I'll just make sure there's no holes. I'll put some duct tape over the holes. You would move your family out of the house, hire snake exterminators to come and either kill them or safely remove them if that's your thing. Clean it all out, make sure there's no waste. Then you would personally come back in, inspect every area, and only then, with an assurance from a professional that the house was not in a condemnable state, would you move the family back in. Right? Porn does not belong in your house. I blocked Google from my house. I'm going to tell you how. Google is the largest purveyor of human trafficking and pornography on the face of the earth. That's what I said to Google. Yahoo, Bing, you do not belong in my home. My kids are not allowed to use you, and you're not going to steal their souls. What do you think happened? Little kids at school, someone calls an 8-year-old girl on the playground a sexy girl. What is she going to do? She's going to go home on Google and type that in. And what do you think she's going to see? That's a true story. My kid hears any bad word, any bad phrase, he comes right to me. What does this mean, Dad? And I'll tell him. It does not belong in your house. Okay? But, how do we live without the internet? Okay. So we don't have to go that far. I'm not saying, we got to kick them out of the house. I recognize there are some social mores and boundaries and rules now set up that no other man in history has ever been asked to endure. Okay, so you have to kick the whole internet out of your house. There are 3 tools that we need to be using. Number 1, OpenDNS. It's free. Actually, I pay $20 a year because they have a custom section where you can add some domains, extra domains that you want to block or unblock. This is how I managed to block Google but not Gmail and the Google Calendar, which I use. OpenDNS, Cisco just bought them for $700 million. They're doing some pretty cool stuff. OpenDNS, it's at the router level. It's stupid simple to install. They have instructions for every router. I will come to your house. I'll do it myself for a nominal fee. OpenDNS. That's just family internet safety. For your phones and your computers, guys, your internet history and your app history needs to be fully exposed. First of all, Apple sucks. Okay? They just suck. If you set the restriction code on your phone today, you need to meet with a friend, plug it into their Apple laptop, and reset the entire device so that they can then set the restrictions passcode, not the pin that unlocks your phone, but the pin that restricts what you can and can't do on that phone, so that they can go in and block Safari. Otherwise, your Covenant Eyes app is completely worthless. Covenant Eyes on the Apple, because Apple sucks, only monitors what you look at when you're in the Covenant Eyes browser. What possible use is that? I just won't use it when I want to watch porn. Covenant Eyes, every guy in this room said Covenant Eyes. If you need to switch from an Apple to another product, just do it. Okay? These people don't own you. Samsung Android devices, way better. Covenant Eyes monitors almost everything. Blocks almost everything. Your friends should know what you're looking at. Third app for parents, Net Sanity. Full disclosure, I'm working with these guys now. These guys are working on something that might just end the problem forever. Forever. I'm not at liberty to talk about that, but I think that's about a year away. They somehow have cracked the Apple code, and they can monitor, not quite like Covenant Eyes, but she can basically shut your kid's phone off from a browser. What apps they can and can't install, who they've been texting, how long they've been using it. You can set time limits. It's an unbelievable app. Every parent should have it. If you decide, before you and God, that your kids can have devices at a certain age. Okay? We were in a position, my brother-in-law gave my oldest son a Kindle, a Kids Fire Kindle for Christmas. I'm not the dad that's to my unsaved brother-in-law, we don't allow those in our house. I'm so sorry. I'll pay you back for it. Fine. It's my house. That kid does what I say he can do on that app, on that device. So I locked it down. No big deal. If your kids are going to have devices, they need to have Net Sanity on all of them. Emancipation by eradication. Guess what? When it's like out of your life, when it's like impossible to get to, well, then you're going to find out very quickly how bad your problem is. If you're addicted, you're paying for it. It's controlling your life. You're losing relationships. You're losing your job. You're becoming antisocial. I started a program called Defiance, and you can come and talk to me afterwards. If you truly believe I'm addicted, I am powerless, I'm hiding other phones from my friends to get around the apps, you come talk to me. Number 3, your time. What the hell are you doing with all this free time? Can I just ask, have you ever monitored like your waking hours? There's a lot of what God gave us 24 hours because that's enough. So what exactly are you doing? With all that free, are you playing video games? Are you really, really, really good at video games? You shouldn't tell that like out loud to anybody. There's nothing wrong with video games every now and then, okay? But what are you doing with your time? What were men doing for centuries? But working and killing animals and defending their families. And here we are on our butts all day. You don't think the devil's behind that? Boredom? Boredom? We're just sitting on our asses all day long. Flabby. Soft. Are you good to the temple of God? Do you treat it like a toilet? Is it an idol in your life? Those are 2 extremes. Can we find some middle ground where we're like tough guys that like work out and know how to take care of ourselves and don't like walk around tripping over our own feet? What are you doing with all that time? The devil is coming for your body. So you got to protect it. I'm going to give you one thing we can do today, and then I'll be done with my negative 1 second. I met a girl. I run a charity called the Salvage Project. I go all over the country, prison shelters, halfway houses, playing music and sharing the gospel. This week I was in Des Moines, Iowa. 3 shows in 24 hours. Met a very, very unique young lady at a shelter, single mother. Child has her little baby's one day younger than my baby. My 3rd child has a severe disability. Her baby does. She's been working 2 jobs. Based on her very long story, I can tell you this girl, just like any other girl her age, has been a victim of a porn generation. And I'm probably the first Christian man she'd ever met in her life. So I'm going to ask you guys to consider putting your money where your mouth is today. If you would like to help me help this girl get her life back on track and get back on her feet, you can come talk to me afterwards. Okay? Not this girl's experience with Christianity in general is that soft, flabby, whatever the hell Christianity is, I don't know anymore kind of stuff. But what if I was able to tell her, like 100 Christian men put their money where their mouth is. They don't even know you. They're never going to meet you or see your face. But they heard you needed some help and they offered it. Maybe that's a good way we could spend our time. Maybe that's something we could do for young teenage girls in this society, no? Story time.